Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I use it all the time when programming, especially, simple stuff like CSS.
Hmm.
If you want to do a nice effect to like a heading and just really, blow the socks off of, anybody who's coming in and seeing your website. Yeah, it is really good at coming up with some really nice CSS. And
Yeah.
I've actually used that on many of our websites now. In the headings that we've developed is they're like these rainbow colors. And that was because of ChatGPT. I just wanted to do something different with the heading. I just asked, could you make this a rainbow color? It spit out the CSS. I plugged in there, worked perfect. A little bit of tweaking on my side to use brand colors, stuff like that. It turned out wonderful. And that's where the light bulb went on for me. It's where I could just ask it simple values like, what's hex to RGB? And it will just spit that out for me. And I don't have to, look for it or go into a program to do the color conversion. It's just right there waiting.
Yeah, I'm glad you talked about the coding side of it, because we had a funny little thing that we're now using it for, which is we'll often make a couple of hidden fields on a client's form because we're tracking certain variables.
Mm-hmm.
And when we create the fields, it's hard. It's not easy to go and inspect the code and find what is the actual identifier of those fields. What are the field
Mm-hmm.
names for those fields? The code
Right.
name. And so, because we need to reference that in another application in order to push code into those hidden fields. So we threw in the page where the form was and asked ChatGPT to tell us what are the identifiers for the hidden fields on this page. A second later, it gives us the identifiers. That was a fiddly little crummy little job before. So
Wow.
it's awesome.
That's a really cool example, because that's something that we normally have to train our team on how to find those types of things,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then it's one of those things that you don't do a lot. So we need a library usually, right? To kind of like say, hey, here's a video on how you do this thing. So if you could just leapfrog all of that, I'm gonna try
We
it.
literally put in our manual for our employees. We put the prompt in what you say and what you do. It's part of our manual now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I'll tell you another thing I use it for too. It's after meetings. Software like Teams and Zoom are really good right now doing transcripts where it has the person's name, what they said, and at the end of the meeting, you can get a copy of the transcript. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to take one of these transcripts and just drop it into ChatGPT. And 4.0 just does such a great job on organizing everything that was said during the discussion and prioritizing it. And it makes reviewing videos obsolete or trying to go through transcripts. If you just want to figure out what the meeting was about, all the important points, you just take the transcript, you toss it in there, and in like 6 seconds, you have the whole meeting and what was discussed. I've been
Yeah,
using it for that
absolutely.
all the time.
Another great use case.